watch this awkward interview with Elon Musk and Microsoft that nobody's talking about.
And for being here at Build. I know you started off as an intern at Microsoft. You were a Windows developer, and of course, you're a big PC gamer still. You want to just talk about even your early days with Windows and the kinds of things you built?
Yeah, well, actually started before Windows with DOS. I had one of the early IBM PCs with MS-DOS, and I think I had like 128K at the beginning, and then it doubled to 256K, which felt like a lot. So I programmed video games in DOS, and then there in there.
So, I mean, it starts interesting. I mean, it just jumps right into it, and it's like, what's going on? Talking about DOS and everything. You know,
The intricacies of Active Directory. And so it's fantastic to have you at our developer conference. Obviously, the exciting thing for us is to be able to launch Grok on Azure. I know you have a deep vision for what AI needs to be, and that's what got you to get this built.
so Satya Nadella he's taken almost like a data frame, and what I mean by that is like he's like more really submissive, hyper, and very scripted, almost like a journalist. He's not very kingly or CEO like or authoritative.
A family of models that are both response and reasoning models, and you have a very exciting roadmap. You want to just tell us a little bit about sort of your vision, the capability. You're pushing on both capability and efficiency. So maybe you can just talk about a little bit of that.
Sure. So
See, and the thing with him is like Microsoft bought 49% of OpenAI. So he doesn't like OpenAI. So he seems to really be pushing hard to make sure he doesn't offend Elon Musk.
So yeah, with Grok, especially with Grok 3.5 that is about to be released, it's trying to reason from first principles. So applying kind of the tools of physics to thinking. If you're trying to get to fundamental truths, you boil things down to the axiomatic elements that are most likely to be correct, and then you reason up from there, and then you can test your conclusions against those axiomatic elements. And physics, if you violate conservation of energy or limits, and then you're either gonna get a Nobel Prize or you're wrong, and you're most certainly wrong, basically. Um, that's really the focus of Grok 3.5 is sort of I found the fundamentals of physics and applying.
So Musk, he's really good at selling his product. He sounds like so interested in the way he describes it, and he does it better than anybody else. Because if you look at the other AI platforms, if you want to raise money, if you want to buy a business, if you want to grow your business, the founder of OpenAI is generic. The founder at Anthropic, nobody knows who he is. The founder at what else is there? The Alibaba one, nobody talks about. But Elon Musk has a personal brand that's polarizing, and it clearly says the problem that the thing will solve and the vision for it better than all the other founders. The Gemini people from Google, it's really clouded. The CEOs left, and although their products may be better, nobody knows what, and they can describe the problem their AI things solve in one sentence or 5 sentences like Musk did. So kudos to him.
And applying physics tools across all lines of reasoning, and to aspire to truth with minimal error. Like there's always going to be some mistakes that are made, but aim to get to truth with acknowledged error, but minimize that error over time. And I think that's actually extremely important for AI safety. So I've thought for a long time about AI safety, and my ultimate conclusion is the old maxim that honesty is the best policy. It really is for safety. But I do want to emphasize, we have and will make mistakes, but we try to correct them very quickly. And we are very much looking forward to feedback from the developer community to say, like, what do you need? Where are we wrong? How can we make it better? And to have Grok be something that the developer community.
See, Musk is best when he talks about business and tech. When he went into politics, it's really he's really come across as his best self, whether you're on the left or the right.
It's been and serving.
Yeah, I know it's in some sense, cracking me physically.
So Satya is very fake and not authentic in this interview.
Of intelligence is perhaps the real goal. for us to be able to use AI at scale. And so it's so good to take that first principles approach that you and your team are at scale. And so it's so good to take that first principles approach that you and your team are taking. And also you're deploying this. I mean, one of the things about sort of what you do is you're doing, it's unsupervised FST on one side, you're doing robotics, of course there's Grok, so you're deploying Grok across all of your businesses from SpaceX to Tesla, obviously at X. I'd love to even, one of the themes for this developer conference, Elon, is
Very big
we're building pretty sophisticated AI apps, right? It's not even about any
and awkward.
one model. It's about orchestrating multiple models, multiple agents, just anything that you're seeing in the real world application side, even inside of your own companies, when you think about even a Tesla or a SpaceX, where you put Grok and these other AI models you're building.
Yeah,
Most of anything that you're seeing in the real world application side, even inside of your own companies, when you think about even a Tesla or a SpaceX, where you put Grok and these other AI models you're building.
Yeah, it's incredibly.
So basically, he's putting Grok, his version of ChatGPT, and the software behind it. He's putting it into. He's allowing Microsoft's Azure service. So that's a service where you can where you can launch a bunch of servers. You can launch a bunch of servers, and then you can have Grok pre-installed. So you can connect things to Grok pre-installed. So they probably have some business deal where you know we launch our hardware, and then you could put your software on our hardware. So that's the purpose of this whole thing, and then it's just like a little marketing stint.
For AI model to be grounded in reality. Reality, you know, um, I was saying, which is like physics is the law and everything else is a recommendation. Which is, unless just think people break the laws made by humans. We should generally obey the laws of humans. But I see many people break human-made laws, but I've not seen anyone break the laws of physics. So, or for any given AI ground,
He's a really good thinker. Let's be honest. He's really good at thinking, and he's very logical in his approach.
putting it against reality. And reality, for example, as you mentioned, the car is to drive safely and correctly. The human robot Optimus needs to perform the task that it's being asked to perform. Um, these are things that are very very helpful for ensuring that the model is truthful and accurate. Now, because it has to adhere to the laws of physics. So I think that's actually maybe some somewhat overlooked or at least not talked about enough is that it should really be intelligent. It's got to make predictions that are in line with reality. In other words, physics. It's a really fundamental thing, and being able to ground that with the cars and robots is very important. We're also seeing Grok be very helpful in things like customer service, and
I mean, that's generic though.
the AI is infinitely patient and friendly, and you can yell at it, and it's still going to be very nice. So that's good. Yeah, and um, I think in terms of improving quality of customer service and sort of issue resolution, AI is already Grok is already doing quite a good job at SpaceX and Tesla, and we look forward to offering that to other companies.
No, that's fantastic. Really thrilled to get this journey started, getting that developer feedback, and then looking forward to even how they deploy. There's these language models. There's, I think over time.
You could tell that they're not close at all, right? You could tell that it's just such a robotic interview, but it's interesting in that his vision being Microsoft is more interesting, and it's something that they partner up with on Microsoft. It seems like a really transactional short clip. It's almost like a very doctored, kind of like what people argue about Kamala Harris going on a podcast. It's very doctored and organized and scripted out, not really real. But it's good hearing Musk's perspective on his vision behind his AI, and it's also good seeing he thinks really well, and he's good when he sticks to what he knows. When Musk went into politics, it was a bit you know controversial, but then this is pretty clean, and he thinks very cleanly as a human being. So very interesting. Take what you will. And more importantly, if you want to use these knowledge to raise money, just understand that if you want to raise money, build a business, he seems to focus on physical laws and on truth. So Understand that any AI you use to grow your business or to buy businesses to raise money, focus on using the model that aligns with your values. If you want to know what tools and software and services to use, focus on one that worked with your values instead of against it.